Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Program with Santier. I'm Santier. I suppose you'd guess as much. And today, as I said, we're going to go ahead and work on the schedule view control. Now, this is actually pretty simple conceptually, but there's an important thing that I need to add. So let's just start with a refresh command. And this is going to be really important. There's also, I'm going to need to add a user control. Schedule view task control. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to need a couple of important things. The main thing that these are going to need is, well, for one thing, it's going to need a new back color. But I'm going to give it that in a moment. The actual thing that I want to add right now is the border style, which I couldn't find because my brain sometimes fails the alphabet. So the main thing that I'm going to need here is basically like two pieces of information. The first one is, actually, let's go ahead and fill this with a flow layout panel. Let's go ahead and dock this guy. I don't, like, a lot of this name stuff doesn't matter. And then I want, actually, let's delete that. So there's several pieces of information that I want to have in here. I actually want to set this, left to right is the correct direction for this. So I want a label. I'm going to call this ID. I'm going to put like number 1 here. That's a number 1, not a hashtag 1. I might just put 1 there. Then I want to put a link label. And this is going to be task name. Name. Let's just take our link color. Let's just set this to white. No, not white. Why would it be white? Let's set it to black. Okay. Is there a link cover color? There's an active color. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then I want a label that I'm going to just call time. Okay. So then I need this guy. Let's shrink this down to about there. Let's make it a little bit taller. Okay. So going back into the code of this guy, there's this needs a task owning task owner. You know, the thing that we've typically done. Oh yeah, this needs to become internal. I spent some time thinking about this just a short bit before I sat down. I'm going to drink some water. Okay, so there's a couple of important things here. The big thing that I need is I need basically a time thing with this. So there's a couple of important things right here. And this is going to be, I'm going to actually go ahead and make a function, public void set color on time. Okay, so set color on time is real important. This is going to basically take a look at the task. Actually, this is not task that we need. We need due date. And this needs to be a due date. Okay, so there's actually. Do I want to add? So I think I want to add another label. I'm going to just call this one category. Set that after the time is after category. So what we need to then do here is we need to go ID dot text equals owner. This should probably be owning due date. Just to, it's not terribly important, but owner dot ID dot toString task name dot text equals owner dot name category dot text equals owner, actually, owner dot category ID dot as category dot name. And I'm going to go ahead and put the text category here like this. And then time dot text equals owner dot due date dot toString. Okay. So set color on time is going to go ahead and take a DateTime now equals DateTime dot now. And then this is just basically going to chain some ifs. So if how do I want to do this? I guess if let's see, owner dot due date minus now. Actually, what I care about is this. So we're going to take an int minutes? No. Time span. How long equals minus a date time dot now. I don't need this. I think this should work the way that I want. So if how long dot let's see. Gets a value. I'm actually going to do this just dot hours. If the hours is greater than, basically I'm going to set this to be a month. Yeah. Actually, do I want to kind of do this in reverse? So if this is less than 0, I'm going to just call urgent due. Else if how long dot hours. Actually, you know what? This is okay. I'm just going to turn this into a double, I think, and total hours, and just do it like this. So if how long is less than 0, it's urgent, it's due. If how long is less than, let's see, 12, very soon. Else if how long is less than 72, coming up. Else if how long is less than equal to 28 in about a month. Else more than a month away. So what this will do is if something's urgent, then it will set it to that. If it's not urgent, then if it's very soon, it'll set it to that. If it's not very soon, etc. So it'll just kind of be progressively. So back color equals color dot red, because that's urgent. Back color equals color dot light pink. Back color equals color dot light goldenrod yellow, which I liked. Back color equals color dot light green, and back color equals color dot light blue. Okay, so the idea with this is we have a bunch of stuff. We set the color, and it will be based upon how long it is until this thing is necessary. So I want this to just be straight red. Actually, I might as well use the same orange red that I used on the other thing, just to be consistent with my colors. Although if I do that, I should make this light gray instead of light blue. But I like light blue, so I'm going to use light blue. So whatever. Gray would be for tasks that don't have a due date. Haha. But I'm not just not going to include them in this list. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So there is one more important thing, which is task name dot click. Link clicked. And this is going to need to call program dot select task owner dot owner. Boom. Now when you click on it, it will select the task in the other view. So this is kind of what this thing needs to do. So refresh is kind of the big function that we're going to be calling. What this is going to do is just create all of the controls. So this is just going to go controls.clear. And then, actually, I need to make a list. Task module due date. Dates equal tm due date dot all due dates dot sort. That sorts this. Can I? This is an interesting question. There's probably not a make sorted copy or anything, is there? Let's see. I'm looking to see if there are. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and make a copy of the all due dates. I'm just going to go ahead and make a copy of it, and then I'm going to sort this by x, y, x dot due date dot compare to y dot due date. And that will sort them based upon their due dates. Hopefully I've done that in the right order. And then for each TM due date, date in dates, I need a schedule view control. No, I don't. I need a schedule view dot, yeah, one of these guys. SVTC. New one of those on the date. SVTC dot doc equals top, and SVTC our controls dot add SVTC. Okay, so that's really all that this needs to do. I could theoretically add a function for update the timer, or to update timers, which I might consider doing. But let's go ahead and just get this working first. So the other thing that I need to do is I need to actually call refresh, which, as you might notice, I don't do anywhere right now. It doesn't do anything. So the reason why is because I actually want to go ahead and do something here. So like due date tab dot let's see. Okay, so that doesn't have anything. Tabs dot tab index changed. Yeah. Okay. So this is when we change tabs. I'm gonna resize functions, set tabs size, set up the due date timer, on tab change functionality. And all this is going to do is if tabs dot tab index, not that. Oh, tab index changes. No, that's not what I want at all. You can see why I'd be confused. Let's see. So is there a thing to... trigger when the selected index changed? Okay. Yeah, whatever. We'll just use that. Selected index is equal to does like what did I call it? Due date tab dot there's no sort of like index for that. Okay, that's fine. Tabs dot selected tab is equal to due date tab. Schedule view control dot refresh. Okay, and I don't have any. Okay, that's kind of what I thought might actually be the case. I'm going to go ahead and go into this, and I'm going to rename this to refresh view. The reason is because refresh is a thing that already actually exists. So I would like to not make a new thing with a name. Like you can, if you have a new implementation. It's a weird thing with inheritance that I don't actually personally quite like, but it's a thing that you can do. But you should technically like say, oh, I'm making a new version of this and all sorts of stuff. So right now, when we click on it, nothing should happen, but trying to get all of the like sitting around waiting for things to occur stuff kind of taken care of. So right now, when we go over here, it's like okay, well, whatever. That's just a window, right? So let's add some tasks. Yes. Category is fine. Task is first, and first needs a due date. So we're going to give it a due date. And then we go scheduled view. First is like super close. We can click here and it brings us to this. So let's go ahead and just add a new category named timers. And then, yes, now first has occurred. That's fantastic. Let's add a task to timers called waiting. And let's give this a due date. And let's go ahead and just set this due date to be like April 1st. Okay, so now this thing is due April 1st, so when I go into scheduled view, okay, so you're seeing first is all like angry. This is in category, unnamed category. This is category timers, 1, 0. These are the IDs. If I click on first, it takes me to first. If I click on waiting, it takes me to this thing and explodes because my scroll bar bug came back. Hooray! That means I gotta figure out why it's here, I hope. Okay, so argument out of range makes sense because ID is 1. Wait, what am I doing here? Okay, I'm selecting task by ID. Oh, okay. This is supposed to be I, not ID. Stupid Santier. Actually, that's mean. I shouldn't berate myself like that, but you know. Easy mistake to make. And now I've corrected it, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me again. Now, one of the things that you may have noticed is my tasks were not sorted in the correct order. I don't need this open anymore. I just fixed it. But you'll have noticed that my tasks were not sorted in the order that I wanted them to. That's easy to fix. I just go Y compared to X, and that should fix it. I hope, anyway. It took me to the correct thing, I think, and exploded. But yeah, I don't know. I need to test this stuff. But you know, that's what we're here for. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to want to do. For example, when we're over here, I'm going to want to be able to potentially update the list timer. Yeah, I'm going to want to set it up so that way the list timers. Let's go ahead and make a category called tacos. Let's go ahead and make a task called Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, noon. Okay, so Tuesday is going to go ahead and get a due date. It'll just be a due date that's coming up soon. Wednesday is going to go ahead and get a due date. This due date is... I really should set it up so that way when I add a thing, it selects that thing. Good, that due date went, which is what I wanted. Let's go ahead and set that one for April. That's going to be dinging every little bit here, isn't it? Let's give this a due date and set it to the 2nd. Yep. And Friday needs a due date. Let's set its due date to be, I don't know, 10 p.m. And let's give noon a due date of, let's go ahead and make this like the 18th. So now when I go to scheduled view, you'll see Tuesday at the top, which is urgent because it's like done. I think I do want to make that just straight red. So one of the things that I'm noticing right here is, okay, so Tuesday is the most imminent one. It's past due. This one's coming up, you know, in the next, next few hours. All right, that's at 10 p.m. tonight. This one is set for within the next 72 hours. This should be within the next 72 hours. This should be okay. So what I'm seeing right here is that this is kind of giving me unhelpful information. I bet I know why. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at thanks thing. So if we go ahead and look at our code here, where no, not there. I bet I closed it. We'll look at our code in just a second. If I click on noon, let's see. Yeah, noon's over here. Everything's over here. Let's just go ahead and make a new category and come back here and click on like Thursday, and now it's like over here and it's like all honky dory and stuff. Okay, let's exit out of here because that I have 6 notifications that I've given myself. That's great. I'm gonna want to clear those up pretty soon. Okay, so this guy right here is where I need to 12 hours, 72 hours, 28 times 24. We're dealing with hours, remember? Self. So yellow is coming up, light pink is very soon. So that should fix the issue I was running into. Let's clear up some of that silliness. Because wow, is there too much stuff there. Okay, let's make a new task. Yes. Unnamed category, unnamed task, that's fine. Let's go ahead and give this a due date, and let's give this a due date of like 18. And let's go ahead and add another task. This is like the most unexciting task names, but scheduled view. Okay, so now that's goldenrod because it's coming up. And this guy is green because it's within, it'll be within the month. Let's just, no, not new category. I hit the wrong thing. An ASDF, let's give this thing a due date in like April. So now I have the correct coloration going on here. So there's a couple of things. It's interesting, actually. Looking at this, I kind of really... I'm going to put the dates before the links. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Because this is like all skewy, and I kind of want those. The dates feel important enough, and we're going to have a more uniform length, I think. Do I want to do that? Am I okay with it like this? I don't know. I think I do want the dates over here, so that way I can more easily compare them. But I can just look at here and be like, okay, that's coming up soon. I don't know. I have to think about that. I might rearrange that later, kind of on my own time. I do want to just make this straight red, though, because I feel like that would be a little bit more feeling of pressing. So now what I want to go ahead and do, actually, is I want to add click void refresh timer. Refresh time. So set color on time. Actually, just set color on time is really all that needs to happen here. Oh, okay. I know what I want to add to this. That would be very helpful. That makes sense. Okay. Sorry, I was just I'll explain in just a moment. I need another label. I'm going to call this one countdown here and countdown here. I'm going to stick this right here. So it'll be the ID, the countdown, the name, the category, and then the due date. Let's just actually go ahead and put the text. Category and due date. I mean, this doesn't matter, strictly speaking, but it bothers me. Okay, so countdown is then come up here. Countdown.text equals owner.duedate minus datetime.now dot toString, and I suspect I can do something like oh, that's right. This is where I need to do the ed like .hh like this, I think. Okay. The refresh time needs to do this again. Okay. So because I'm wanting to be able to make sure that that is displaying in a format that I like, I'm just going to check some stuff with it. And then I'll see about adding the timer, which should be hopefully fairly quick, and check that, I guess. Take this task, add a due date, close that. I don't care about the due date. Okay, so that's just giving me like a zeros. Because zeros, whatever. It's due less than, when it's zeros is like due less than a minute. Let's go ahead and make this like 5. Yeah, let's go ahead and make this May. Now that's like 88 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes, right? So, what I want to do with this then is, because that's very useful information, but it's not as useful unless it's updating. So one of the things that I want to do is make a update timers. This is going to go for each schedule view dot this guy svtc in controls svtc dot refresh time. Okay, then I can just go into the main window and go right here. If tabs dot why not just this, and then instead of refresh view, just go update timers. That's what I called it. Okay, now what should happen is if I pull this up, I add a task, I give it a due date, and let's just go ahead and set the due date to, I don't know, like 37. When I go over here, see, 3 minutes, it just dropped to 2 minutes. Then if we continue to wait, just a minute longer, less than that, that should drop to 1 minute. Any minute now. Any second now, really. Staring at a timer. It's what you do programming sometimes. Stare at timers. Yep. You know, there's just not a whole lot to do while you're waiting for a minute to count down. Once we're done with this, we've done what I want with the scheduled view, though, so that's pretty cool. This one's pretty quick to put together. So I might check with the flow control to see if I can set it up to have, I don't know, some sort of, oh, yep, it just counted down to 1. Some sort of piping between stuff. But theoretically, if we wait just a little bit longer, it will finish counting down all the way to 0 and then turn red on us. But that's going to take a couple minutes. So I don't know how much I feel like trying to do that. I don't feel like trying to do that. That's what I've decided. It's probably worth checking at some point in time to make sure that the color changes work, but I'm fairly confident that my code there is functional, and because this part worked, so it should just call this, and that should all kind of function. But, you know. Okay, so I just want to quickly check to see, like, if I give this a border style fix single, does it? Not really. Wrap contents is true, which is good. Okay, I don't see anything immediately that, like, does it, so I'm not going to worry about it. It would just be kind of nice. I might go to this ID and give it a border style of like fixed 3D, just because I think that'll look a little bit nicer. But I'm going to leave the rest of it as it is now. So that is what I want to do with this. Just take one more look at it, and then we will call this slightly lengthy episode to a close, just to see how everything looks. So make a new task, add a due date. Boom! Now the ID is recessed like that, and I feel like that looks a little bit better for the ID. And at this point, we might as well wait to see this go negative and the whole thing turn red on us, just to make sure that that transition is working. I think it will, but there's nothing like confirming that your work works and not just assuming that it works, you know? Yep, and it just turned red. So that's cool. I'm happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and exit this. And that's going to go ahead and wrap up the schedule view control. It turns out that was real simple. Really simple, which is, you know, so that's something that actually makes me quite happy. One thing that I do want to make sure is that this has auto scroll set to true, because if I do have enough controls that needs to scroll, I want it to be able to do it. I don't feel like making all of those controls right now, but I may test some of that in the future. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.